Ever wished you could download a new skill directly into your brain, like Neo in The Matrix? Imagine mastering a complex language, a musical instrument, or even coding, not in years, but in mere weeks or months. This sounds impossible, right, almost? Illegal? Well, what if I told you there's a method, a secret blueprint, that allows you to accelerate your learning so dramatically it feels like you're bending the rules of reality? This isn't about magic. It's about understanding how your brain truly learns and then hacking that process. For too long, we've been taught that learning is a slow, arduous climb. We've been told it requires endless hours of rote memorization, grinding through textbooks, and suffering through boring lectures. And while dedication is certainly important, the way we dedicate ourselves makes all the difference. The traditional approach often feels like trying to fill a leaky bucket. You pour in knowledge, but most of it just drains away. The secret to rapid skill acquisition isn't about being smarter. It's about being smarter about how you learn. It's about leveraging principles that neuroscientists and top performers have quietly used for decades. So what's the core principle? It's surprisingly simple, yet profoundly overlooked. Asterisk focused. Deliberate practice with immediate, actionable feedback. Asterisk, most people learn passively. They read, they listen, they watch. They consume information, but they don't do anything with it. This is like trying to learn to swim by reading a book about swimming. You might know all the theory, but you'll still sink when you hit the water. True learning happens when you actively engage, make mistakes, and then correct them. Think about a baby learning to walk. They don't read a manual. They try, they fall, they get up, they adjust. They get instant feedback from gravity and their own body. This constant cycle of action, observation, and adjustment is the engine of rapid learning. We call this the action feedback loop. Every time you attempt a skill, you generate data. Every mistake is a valuable piece of information, telling you where to adjust. The faster you can complete this loop act, get feedback, adjust, act again, the faster you will learn. This is why a musician who practices scales for hours without listening critically to their sound will improve far slower than one who plays a short passage, immediately identifies a flaw and corrects it. Quality of your feedback is paramount. It needs to be specific, immediate, and actionable. Generic feedback like you need to practice more is useless. Specific feedback like your pinky finger is too stiff on that chord is gold. So how do we engineer this action feedback loop for any skill? It starts with breaking down the skill. Most skills feel overwhelming because we see them as a monolithic block. Learning to code, playing guitar, speaking a new language, these are massive undertakings. But every complex skill is just a collection of smaller, simpler subskills. Your first step is to identify the absolute minimum viable subskill you need to practice to get immediate feedback. For coding, it might be writing a single line of code that prints "Hello World." For guitar, it might be playing one clean chord. For a language, it might be saying one simple phrase correctly. Don't try to learn everything at once. Focus on one tiny piece, practice it, get feedback, and refine it. This leads us to the concept of micro-practice sessions. Instead of long, exhausting practice blocks, engage in short, intense bursts of focused effort. Think 15 to 20 minutes, maximum. During this time, you are fully immersed, deliberately practicing one specific subskill, and actively seeking feedback. This could be recording yourself, getting a mentor, using an app with instant correction, or even just paying close attention to the outcome of your actions. The intensity of these short sessions, coupled with immediate feedback, is far more effective than hours of unfocused, passive practice. Another critical element is targeted immersion. Once you have a foundational understanding, immerse yourself in the skill's environment. If you're learning a language, try to think in that language. Listen to native speakers, and even attempt to speak, even if it's just a few words. If you're learning to code, try to build a tiny, simple project that forces you to apply what you've learned. This isn't about overwhelming yourself. It's about creating a context where the skill becomes necessary and natural. The brain thrives on relevance. When a skill is directly applicable to a real-world problem or desire, your brain prioritizes its acquisition. This is why children learn languages so quickly. It's not just about their brains being more plastic. It's about constant, necessary immersion and immediate feedback. They need to communicate.
Ow.
Furthermore, embrace productive failure. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's a cornerstone of rapid learning. Don't fear mistakes. Seek them out. Every error is an opportunity for growth. When you make a mistake, don't just brush it off. Analyze it. What went wrong? Why? What can you do differently next time? This reflective process transforms errors from setbacks into powerful learning moments. It's the difference between falling and learning how to fall better. Finally, and perhaps most controversially, understand the power of strategic neglect. You cannot learn everything about a skill at once. In fact, trying to do so is often what slows people down. Identify the 20% of the skill that will give you 80% of the results. What are the core fundamentals? What are the most frequently used techniques? Master those first. Don't get bogged down in obscure details or advanced theories until you have a solid foundation. This isn't about being lazy. It's about being strategic with your limited time and cognitive resources. It's about getting to functional proficiency as quickly as possible and then building depth from there. This approach allows you to gain momentum, build confidence, and see tangible results quickly, which in turn fuels your motivation to continue. So, to recap, break down the skill into micro components. Engage in short, intense micro-practice sessions with immediate feedback. Immerse yourself in the skills environment, embrace productive failure, and strategically neglect the non-essential. This isn't a magic pill, but it's the closest thing you'll find to a cheat code for learning. It's about working with your brain, not against it. It's about optimizing the natural learning processes that are already hardwired within you. When you apply these principles, you'll find yourself acquiring skills at a pace that will genuinely surprise you and perhaps even feel a little bit illegal. Start today. Pick one skill you've always wanted to learn, apply these principles, and prepare to be amazed. If you found this blueprint for rapid skill acquisition helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more insights into unlocking your full potential. Thanks for watching,